look at what Galatians chapter 4, verse 1 says, because we're going to read something precious there, because it says, now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, we were children, but we're no longer children. We have grown to the stature of the perfect man. So while the heir's child is a babe, he doesn't differ from the slave. Before, when we were children, we used to mix ourselves with all these so-called Christians, with those fanatics that have that religiosity between their nose and their mouth. They're not Christian. They're Judaizers. They're disciples of the false apostles and Peter. And we were with them as if we were brothers. That's why Paul called them false brethren. Those that come from Jerusalem are false brethren. And the so-called Christians of today, they're disciples of the Jerusalem that's under slavery. You and I are from the Jerusalem that came down from heaven in 1973 and gave us the gospel that takes us to reign in life. And it says it doesn't differ in absolutely nothing from the slave child, though we are masters of all. We are masters of all, but we didn't know it. We are as gods. But it's under guardians and stewards until the appointed day of the Father. So we also, when we were children, we were enslaved in the elementary rudiments of the world. But when the fulfillment of the time has come, God sent his Son to redeem those who were under the law, that they might receive the adoption of sons. Because we are sons, God sent to our hearts the Spirit of his Son that cries out, Abba, Father. It doesn't say hallelujah there, bless. And when did the church begin to say Abba, Father? Since the Jerusalem from above descended. When the true gospel appeared, that revealed to us that we don't say hallelujah because we've received the adoption, the Spirit of God. And he that has the Spirit of God never says hallelujah. He says Abba, Father. In verse 6, it says, and because we are sons, God sent forth to our hearts the Spirit of his Son, which cries, Abba, Father. Therefore, you are not a slave child, but a son of God. And if you are the sons, you are heirs of God through Christ. What a glorious hope we have, brethren. There is a small detail here. It says, while the heir is a child, he doesn't differ from the slave child, though he is a master. True. When the son of the king plays with the slave child, he don't know who he is because he's a baby. He's a babe. The kids play with dogs, dangerous dogs that can kill them. The kids play with electricity, with matches. He can light up and fire a house. He because he's a child. But we've no longer are childlike. We can no longer be playing with the slave child, talking with anybody, with these so-called Christians and sharing their ideas. No, because if you have been sealed with the Spirit of God, you cannot be walking like that. You are walking in another dimension of glory. Your confession is a confession that draws in the new creation that is soon to be manifest. But of this, no one has ever spoken. That is why we know that in those birth pains have already arrived to the hospital. As a woman, when she's ready to birth a child, her water bag breaks. She is awaiting the blessing.